Hello everyone and welcome to a special webinar that we're putting on today. If you weren't able to attend FireX International up in London at the start or the end of May, we have a special treat for you. This is a presentation that was provided on the day by our field support and training engineer, Thomas Woolnough. He's going to be walking you through his presentation on what's new in fire, what did the pandemic make you miss, and Tom was looking at our latest extinguishing control panel, the Sigma ZXT. So without any further ado, one quick thing as well. We will have an opportunity to ask questions at the end of the presentation. So if you do have any as you're going through, please just write them in. And if we're unable to answer them on the day, then you can always email them in to us, but we'll get into that a little bit more towards the end of the presentation. For now, I'll pass over to Tom. So Tom, please take it away.
Thank you, Jack. Good morning, everyone. Like Jack said, my name is Thomas Woolnough. I'll be your guide today through the Kentech Sigma ZXT conventional extinguishing panel. So the Sigma ZXT panel is an EN 54 Part 2 and Part 4 compliant. It's BS EN 12094-1 extinguishing approved. Okay, and it also is a single area extinguisher, which comes with a 3-year warranty that covers mechanical and electronical components, and is approved for UL and FM are currently still pending. It has a dynamic multicolored LCD screen that changes color with the status of the events on the system, with extensive event logging, which is downloadable via Loop Explorer 2 configuration tool. The panel is backwards compatible with older version status units. There are 2 programmable input options and reprogrammable relays. The panel benefits from a disable extinguishing input. This ensures the extinguishing system will never be activated whilst the work is being carried out on the system. We have dual extinguishing output option, which is available can be programmed as a common output where one can be delayed, or they can be used as a main and reserve extinguishing outputs. So let's take a quick run through the dynamic screen color variants. So we have our normal status, which is our home screen, our access level 2 status, our access level 3 status, our fault status, our disablement status, our test mode status, our alarm event, extinguisher release timer, which fluctuates between a red and white screen, extinguisher discharge status, which would be a released. Going on to the event login. So using the Loop Explorer 2 configuration tool, you are able to download the event log, which holds up to 1,000 events, which gives you 4 unique user passcodes, which will record as different users in the event log, which can be used for accountability. This can also be exported into an Excel, which can then be sent to the client if required. The Sigma ZXT panel is able to work with the older SI status units and can gradually be replaced when the new ZSI status units, if required. They will work together in harmony. The main and reserve key switches and extract key switches were previously there to be wired on the output circuit. Now they can be used as inputs, which will be recorded in the event log. There are also other programmable input actions, such as evacuate, silence, reset, flooding zone fault, and some others. You are also able to repurpose relay that may not be in use for another output option, such as fire, for example. Whereas you can see on this, we have a release relay, but it can be unticked and set for fire or other options. Using the disable extinguishing input, This, once activated, will activate the corresponding LEDs. So this is a good indicator that it is now safe to work on the system without the system discharging. So here we have a single room which is covered by the Sigma ZXT extinguishment panel, protected by the main bottle bank. So when a fire has been established and the gas has been discharged, once extracted, investigated and deemed safe, it can now be reset and switched to the reserve bank. This still gives room protection. So I would suggest that most of you have had an experience with our popular Sigma XT panel. The Sigma ZXT panel is not a replacement for the Sigma XT panel. However, it brings some additional new enhancements which I'd like to run through with you now. Whereas the Sigma ZXT panel has a 3-digit 7-segment display, the Sigma ZXT has a dynamic LCD screen. Where the Sigma XT has an event log, or has no event log, the Sigma ZXT has 1000 event log, which can be downloadable. The Sigma XT only supports the SI status units, whereas the Sigma ZXT is compatible with the newer ZSI status units and the old SI status units. The Sigma XT had no programmable input options available, whereas the Sigma ZXT has 2 programmable input options available. The Sigma XT only had 1 extinguishing output, whereas the Sigma ZXT has 2 extinguishing outputs, which can be programmable as main and reserve if required. The Sigma XT has no abort option, whereas the Sigma ZXT has an abort option available. So the Sigma ZXT panel has numerous applications, such as electrical switch rooms, data centers, telecommunication rooms, control rooms, transformer vaults, archive storage, and much more. That concludes my presentation on the Sigma ZXT extinguishing control panel. Now I'd like to open the floor to any questions.
Okay, Tom, thanks very much for that. That was great. We do have a few questions that have come through, so I'll just reel those off as we go. And if anyone has any more coming through, please keep sending them in. The first one I've got here, you mentioned, Tom, at the start that the SI status units are compatible with the new ZXT. Are the current ancillary boards that are set up at the same time, so the older ancillary boards, still backwards compatible as well, or do new ancillary boards need to be installed?
The older ancillary boards can be used on the Sigma ZXT. That's not a problem. There's not really much change beneath them, so they are compatible with the Sigma ZXT.
Okay, great. Let's see. Our next question is missing. There we go. So you mentioned, obviously, this is a question that's come through asking you about UL formats. You mentioned that it's that it is not currently available in UL. That's correct?
That is correct, but it is actually pending at the moment. They are putting it through UL approvals.
Okay, so any of our international clients who are looking at this and thinking that would be something they're interested in, then I would recommend that you contact your business development manager, who can talk you through more about what's potentially going on with the UL format of the ZXT. Okay, thank you for that question. Next one, this is an anonymous question. I've worked with XT panels for many years. Is extra training essential or necessary for using a ZXT?
I would personally say yes, because it's the case of any new panel. It's always got a few things that you'd like to learn, which will make your life easier in advance. In the grand scheme of things, it is pretty user-friendly, which is sort of like plug and play. But we do have a configuration tool which we'd like to guide people through. So I would personally go through the training. It's normally a half-day course anyway.
Okay, and this is probably a good time to point out as well that we do have all of our training options for the ZXT and any of our other products are available on the Kentech website. So if you are interested in booking in training on the ZXT, then you can go to kentech.co.uk and you'll be able to see all of the available dates and times for those training courses. Another question that's popped up here, the ZXT, is there a type of extinguishant or a type of suppressant that is not suitable to use with the ZXT?
So the main common ones are actually fine to use with it. There's always a caveat that obviously there might be one out there that isn't. But if you're not sure, I would recommend just emailing into us and just checking if that suppressant type is okay.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, no, any more questions? Okay, well, we've got no more new questions coming through at the moment, but if you do have a question that comes up after we've finished today, then please do email us. You can contact us at sales@kentech.co.uk. If you have a question regarding the ZXT or anything that Tom has mentioned today, and the team will either pass that on to Tom or to the relevant person to help answer that question for you. In the meantime, I'd just like to say thanks, Tom, for going through the presentation with us today. That was great stuff. If anyone is curious about the ZXT, wants to learn more, then as I said, please contact us at sales@kentech.co.uk or visit our website, which is www.kentech.co.uk. Until then, thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching today, and have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.